Good morning again. What is it? The 7th or the 8th? I think it's the 7th, but I'm going to look it up. Yes, it's the 7th. Getting ahead of myself. Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. I'm here because I want to tell you that we need to grow up. I mean, if you folks are insane enough to get behind this president and let him take you to war, then you're in for one hell of a treat. And you are in war, whether you like it or not. He's taken us to war, and he's set this thing up miserably. And everything's coming according to plan, just the way they want. They want to destroy us. Russia's not the target. Ukraine's not the target. The United States of America and our middle class, we're the target. They want to take this thing apart and force a communist state upon us. And we're pretty much communistic already, so they don't have very far to go. They just have to get the guns out and have a very violent, bloody sort of thing. And it looks like we're going to be headed to that. Now, I don't like that idea. Don't like it at all. Oh, and in case you're thinking that my thinking's not right, I ask you, what has happened with each of the sanctions? Each time they've applied another sanction to Russia, what has happened? We have alienated more people, and they're all going to turn against us. They're not going to hold American dollars if we're not going to behave properly. If we're going to steal from other nations like we did in Afghanistan, stealing their paltry $7 billion, which those people definitely need, then what good are we? That wasn't a good move, folks. That was theft. If we're going to steal for Russian oligarchs and you people are going to applaud it, is that the right move? You stole. Is that not a violation of the law? Is that not a violation of the Ten Commandments? Yes, it is. So you screwed up by supporting it. Oh, look, they're getting all those yachts, those Russian oligarchs. They don't need those yachts. Well, you actually did Putin a favor because now the Russian oligarchs are leaving Russia. And they were causing him enough grief. They were actually one of those that were undermining him, in case you're wanting to undermine Putin. And by the way, this idea that you're going to alienate the Russian people and undermine them, oh, hell no. You have united the Russian people at this point. They're willing to go to war to the very end at this point because they regard this as an existential threat. All this BS, these false accusations about Putin and the war crimes about Russians, at least the Russian people know the truth about that. We don't know the truth about that. There have been no forensic analyses of those crime scenes. And what's that president over there? I'm not even going to say his name. It's a Polish name. Begins with a Z. He shows up at some doggone country's parliament or legislative branch, brings in three of his soldiers who have been fighting the Russians. He brings in three skinheads, basically. And I guess that really made quite an impression. Look, that Mr. Z is willing to sacrifice his own people. He's not even in his own country. He's willing to sacrifice his own people, and he's willing to take this to the end. And there's only one ending for this. And you stupid Americans, you think you're going to help them, that you're powerful enough, that your guns, your arms, your ammunition, and your money can make this guy win, turn him into a winner? This is designed to make us lose. You're losing, folks, and you're going to lose. And at this point, because you listen to the mainstream media and you don't think for yourselves, you're bringing this upon us all. Yeah. And there's a real good chance now that the Poles are going hawkish and wanting to put nukes on their soil. Well, what will Putin do? He doesn't bluff, folks. He does what he says he's going to do. He doesn't bluff. And I know that his response will be, you're going to move your nukes up forward? I'm moving my nukes up forward. He's going to be tit for tat. And by the way, the Ukraine is lost because you interfered in it. Your news media has sunk it for us, buddies. Boys and girls, comrades, whatever the heck you are out there. It's hard to call you patriots. You're too damn dumb. Look, we're the ones they're targeting. They're destroying our currency, our food supply, and our sovereignty, our borders. They're destroying our health as well. We can't even think right anymore. The insanity is increasing. You've seen what happens with the sanctions, yet you will not learn from it. Art thou retarded? Seriously, how slow a learner are you? You can't be slow in this, folks. The slow learners are going to get wiped out. They're going to lose. There's a lot more going on over there than what we realize. Those helicopters have been going in there for a reason. There's a corridor that's been set up by the Russians for these people to get out of the cities. Guess what? The Ukrainians refused it. They won't give whatever's in those cities safe passage because whatever is there is pretty big and it's really embarrassing and they don't want it out there. They will lose world support with what's going on there. When it comes to fruition, when you finally find out what's really happening in that city, when you really find out what's really happening in the Ukraine, you're going to be embarrassed that you threw your support there. You, by throwing your support there, you by saying, oh yeah, we can't be beat, let's do whatever we want with the Russians. Man, you fools. This is a trap. This is not a Russian trap. It's a Khazarian trap. You need to realize these people are shrewd. They are intelligent. They're smarter than we are. And they're evil. And the only way we're going to get through this is if we adhere to our Bibles and, yes, to our guns. But we got to read our Bibles. We've got to understand the Bibles. We have to fight with Yahweh, Creator, Father, or we will lose. It's guaranteed. You don't think so? Then read the deal that we made at Mount Sinai, the contract we signed with Yahweh. And look at those curses for disobedience. Look at those blessings for obedience. Look at those in Leviticus and Deuteronomy. Folks, everything is encoded in that book, including Barak. Barak means my double-edged sword, my glittering sword, my sword of lightning, my lightning bolt. And I will use Barak against mine enemies who hate me. Do we hate Creator, Father, God, Yahweh? How idiotic is that? I mean, folks, you just have to live by the Ten Commandments as best you can. Nobody's expecting perfection. We're all practicing. We're all working on this stuff. Stop waging this war. Stop backing this war. Stop allowing the sanctions. Because the sanctions, hey, you by doing these sanctions, by making these false accusations, by targeting Putin, that ninny in the White House, making it so personal, there will be no peace. The Ukraine is gone. It's not going to exist as a nation anymore. It's done with. So you want to start a nuclear war over this? Is that in America's best interest? Is that in the interest of NATO? Europe? Europe is screwed. Germany has lost this so badly, they will never be an industrial power again after this. You like your German automobiles? Well, I like them too. But they aren't going to be able to make them for the prices they've been making them. And they're damn awfully expensive right now. You're going to pay a lot more to get one in the future. It's not worth it. They worship the sun. The sun is responsible for the changes in global warming and climate change. The sun rules the roost. We don't do jack here. One volcano puts up more of those greenhouse gases than we do the entire time of our history. All right, I got to go. Bye-bye.